This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It's so great to have you joining me here in these online lessons. In this video, I'm going to be introducing the finger picking or finger plucking technique. Now, so far in the lesson series, we've learned all the basic chords that we play in first position, and we've been strumming the strings as we've been playing those chords using various strumming patterns. That's how we've been playing the songs and the chord progressions that we've been playing. But instead of strumming the strings, we can alternatively finger pluck or finger pick the strings. So this is where we pluck out individual notes of the chord in an arpeggio fashion. Super fun technique. I'm excited to share it with you. This video does accompany lesson 10 from my Chords and Harmony Books 1 and 2 method book. So if you have that book, you're going to want to turn to page 61. We're going to be on pages 61, 62, and 63. There's different images and different diagrams and so on that sort of supplement what I'll be explaining for you here in this video. Okay, so as we get started with finger picking, the first thing is knowing sort of where we're going to be putting our fingers. Fingers are assigned to individual strings when we're finger plucking chords in the fashion that we're going to be plucking them. And the standard positioning is to have our index finger pluck the G string or the third string. Our middle finger pluck the B string or the second string, and our ring finger pluck the top string or that high E string. And our pinky just moves with that ring finger. It doesn't pluck a string on its own. And then our thumb plucks the bass notes. So the third string, the second string, and the top string are considered the treble strings of the guitar. The bass notes are the fourth, fifth, and sixth strings of the guitar, or the bass strings of the guitar, I should say, are the fourth, fifth, and sixth strings of the guitar. And our thumb is going to be plucking those strings. So in standard positioning, index, middle, and ring go on those top three strings with that index on the third, middle on the second, and ring on the top or first string. And then the thumb plucks 4, 5, and 6. And what it's going to do is pluck the bass note of the chord, which I'll be explaining here in a few minutes. But it's going to be plucking one or more of those notes depending on the finger plucking pattern, but usually one of those strings at a time in a given finger picking pattern. Okay, so that's standard positioning. Now, you will see there on page 61, there are some other positionings where we can, for example, tuck our fingers in a little tighter, have our index finger on that fourth string, middle on that third string, and ring finger on that second string, and then have the thumb just pluck the fifth and sixth strings, so that's an option. Or we can go higher where our index finger plucks the second string, middle finger plucks the top string, ring finger kind of takes a little bit of a break, and then the thumb plucks the third string in addition to the other bass strings. So there are some alternate positionings that we might put our hand in for a given finger picking pattern. And sometimes that happens. And if that's going to happen, then I will mention that we're not going to be in standard positioning, but we're going to be in this alternate positioning. And usually from the piece of music that you're playing or the finger picking pattern you're working on for a given sheet of music, you'll see if you need an alternate positioning. But as we get going, we're going to really get solid with standard positioning. So index is going to be on that third string, middle on that second string, and ring on that top string. And by on, I mean that those are the ones that are going to be plucking, and then our thumb will pluck the bass strings. Now, as we come around, and this is kind of important, I'm playing a nylon string guitar. It's actually a classical guitar, and I do have it set up so I can stand here for these lessons and not sit down in maybe classical guitar positioning. You don't have to use classical guitar positioning when we're finger plucking arpeggios, but it's a good idea to get a really good right hand technique, which we do pull from the classical style. So as you pull your hand in front of you, you notice there's a natural break to the wrist. We want to take advantage of that. We don't want to overextend, and we don't want to have our wrist pulled backwards. Neither works very well, and you'll see that demonstrated there in those pictures on page 61. So we have a natural arch, and we want to take advantage of that natural arch. When we bring our hand around, there's just a natural little bit of a break. A little bit of a break is good. We want to maintain that. So as we come around on the guitar, you might be hitting your arm right, about 3/4 of the way up from your wrist as it heads toward the elbow. Somewhere right in there that brings your hand around to the strings that maintains that natural archway. We want to pluck the strings with the tips of our fingers, but not the tips straight on. We're actually plucking them just off to the side, so not on top. We come off to the side and then just a little bit there. It's not coming off the front part, but just a little bit to the side. If you have a little bit of nail, it's even better. So I've got a little bit of nail because I like to play classical guitar in these different styles. My nails are a little bit shorter right now for what I've been working on steel strings, but You got the nails can help get a good tone, a brighter, a fuller, richer, louder sound, but you can also do it without a nail. But when you come around, you're going to be plucking just off that inside corner. So you'll see that there in the pictures as well, sort of demonstrating with the arrows how you're going to be plucking towards that. But when you come around, you want to maintain that natural arch. You want to make sure not to collapse the wrist, but you just want to have that natural arch, and then let your fingers rest just on that part, just resting on those strings naturally, and then your thumb can rest for now on that low 6th string, and you just want to maintain that nice archway. So when you look down, it looks just like it should look similar to what you see there on the picture when you look down. Nice natural arch. Okay, so that's how we want to come around and approach the guitar. Then let's look at the actual plucking motion, and you'll see some images on page 62 for this. It's kind of like a one-handed clap. We want the main energy to come from this large joint, but you may get a little bit of movement in the other joints as well, and that's okay, but we aren't doing all the work from those smaller joints. We're doing it from the large one. The fingers are going to curl right underneath. If the tips are right underneath that main joint and you were to do a finger-handed clap, a one-handed clap, that is really sort of the motion that we're going for in the fingers. They pluck through as if they're trying to reach for the wrist. If they can't really grab and touch the wrist, we can get as close as we can with that one-handed clap, but that's what we're going for. And you just pluck through. So if you stick those fingers where they belong, then you pluck the index, middle, ring, you can just kind of get used to it. Now as we're doing this, just kind of lift up a little bit so you can see from that angle. As we're doing this, it can help to come back and just position your fingers. So we're not plucking just up in the air willy-nilly, just trying to find the strings. That's really hard. Almost like our anchoring technique that we use when we're playing with a pick, we want to use a planting technique with the finger picking. So if you put our fingers in place and then just pluck through, find where they go again, have them touching those strings and go through. That can be really helpful in getting used to finding our positioning and making sure we have that natural arch and not collapsing. So that's with the fingers. They just pluck right on through. They just pluck right on through, just like so. So you can get kind of comfortable with that. The thumb wants to move, or should move, from the big joint as well. That's where the strength is, where we have this muscle. We don't want to be doing it from this little knuckle spot there, but we're just going to be plucking down, and you can even do it on your fingers, but it's just a pluck down as we push with that main joint, just pushing down. We're going to brush off on the left side, and if you have a little thumbnail, you're going to get a little bit there as well. But you can just pluck and get used to plucking on that low 6th string. Once you've kind of gotten used to that, you can even add in your fingers just one at a time. So going thumb, index, middle, ring. The major thing is to make sure that you kind of have a natural arch and you're coming around the strings. The fingertips are sort of below this main joint plucking through. That's where we get a good technique. And that thumb joint just plucks down. Once we've finished with all that, you get almost like one of those little ribbons that are used for different causes. Support the troops, breast cancer awareness, whatever it might be. Those little ribbons that we wear, that's almost the kind of the shape, what it looks like there. So you can pluck through and get kind of comfortable with that. And that's the technique. It's as simple as that. The biggest thing is to not collapse and be trying to pull up with your fingers. You'll note from every little baby you've ever seen, they love to grab onto things. Our hands are made to hold on to things, and then we let go. We don't have any strength in the release. The strength is in the grabbing motion, so we want to use that grabbing motion as we're playing the guitar. So you just get kind of comfortable with that. It's as simple as that. If we collapse, then we have to sort of pluck up. We don't have the strength to pull through. Okay, so that's the basic technique for you, and it can really help. Now we're going to start working on some finger picking patterns and understanding what those are. With finger picking, there are letters that represent each one of our thumb and fingers. So it's P for thumb. I know this is a little strange, and you'll see that there on page 62, but P for thumb, I for index, which works with our alphabet, M for middle, and A for ring. Now, why is it like this? Well, the guitar was born in Spain, in Italy, in those areas, and it really developed as a classical instrument in those European countries. And P is the first letter in Spanish and Italian and even French for the thumb. So, thumb, index, it overlaps with ours. Middle, it overlaps with ours. But A for the ring finger, it doesn't overlap with English, but it does work in those languages, and that's why we use those letters. And it's universal worldwide that we use those letters to represent the fingers on finger plucking or the finger style or classical style guitar even. So P for thumb, it's the only one that's capitalized. I and M match up index middle, but the A finger, I used to tell my college students, it's like the I got a ring on that finger because it's the ring finger. It's the I'm getting married. Oh, I'm so excited. So it's the finger. So you can just sort of remember it that way if you need to. But P, I, M, A. Then the way finger picking patterns are written, and you'll see this there on page 63, is you have a rhythmic figure written out just like we do with the strumming patterns, and then a letter written up above. And so whenever we see that letter, we're going to use that finger, and we're going to be in standard positioning, index plucking the third string, middle plucking the second string, and ring finger plucking the top string, unless otherwise specified, and then thumb plucking the bass note of the chord. So, thumb, index, middle, ring. You'll see right there on page 63 a finger picking pattern that has that happening twice. If we were to just go ahead and pluck the strings without any fingers on and use the low 6th string as our bass, we can do this. It turns into an E minor chord. It works well. We could just do thumb, index, middle, ring. The P, I, M, A pattern. This is the best place to start. A lot of people call this the Pima pattern. So you just want to practice that pattern, get really comfortable. You can play through and then go ahead and reset if you need to. Reset your hands and play through again. But once you get comfortable, you just get that going. P, I, M, A. Each one of those fingers plucking through just like that. Such a cool sound. Now when we're playing the different chords that we play on the guitar, we're going to be plucking the bass note of the chord with our thumb. So now that we've got this finger plucking pattern sort of that we're getting started with, P, I, M, A, then if I was playing a different chord than the E minor chord, I might have to pluck a different string than the 6th string. So here's sort of a helpful thing with that, and you'll see a little diagram there at the bottom of page 63, a little bit of helpful ways to find how to play these chords, but there's sort of a trick to it. This is a low 6th, the low 6th string, I should say, is an E pitch. All of our E chords, E major, E minor, and E7, are going to use that low open 6th string as the bass. So whichever one of those chords we're playing, or if we're playing any of those 3 chords, we're going to pluck that low 6th string. The 5th string is an A pitch. So whether it's A minor, A major, or A7, we're going to use that 5th string for those chords. The 4th string is a D, so whether it's D, D7, or D minor, we're going to be using that 4th string as our bass note for those chords. Then for every other chord we've learned how to play, it's the lowest one that we put a finger on. That's where the bass note of the chord is. And it's the root note. That's the other name that we're plucking out here. With these first position basic chords that we're playing in sort of home position or root position, they have the root note, the note that the chord is named for on the bottom. So that's why the E chords are going to use that E string, the A chords are going to use the A string, and the D chords are going to use the D string. For all the other chords, it's the lowest finger, or it's the lowest string that we've put a finger on. So let's just go through some of the chords that we know, for example. So I've got a G chord. The lowest one that we have a finger on is the low 6th string. So we're going to pluck that one with our thumb, that low 6th string, and then we're just going to do index, middle, and ring on those high strings. So you can play that P, I, M, A on that G chord just a little bit. If we were doing this on a C chord, the lowest string that I have a finger on is the 5th string. So I would be using that one, and I would go thumb, index, middle, ring. Index, middle, and ring are still on the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st strings, but my thumb's now plucking the 5th string. If we were playing an F chord, and we were doing this that 4th string F that we know, I have my lowest finger on the 4th string, so my thumb's going to pluck the 4th string. Index, middle, and ring stay on those same strings. B7 is another chord that we've worked on for example. So if I put my middle finger on the B, that's at the 2nd fret of that 5th string. So my lowest note is on that 5th string. I'm going to be plucking that one with my thumb. So you got B7. So those are some examples. Otherwise, the E chord, the E minor, the E7, they all use the low 6th string. A minor, A7, they all use that open 5th string, and then the D minor, D7, they all use that 4th string. So as simple as that. If it's a chord that has an open string as that bass, the E, A, and D, then we know what string to use based on what the open string is. And otherwise, we use the string where the lowest string that we have a finger on, and that's how it works, as simple as that. Okay, so that gets us started here. We've worked, and you could even play through some of the different chords trying to get that finger plucking pattern down. In the next video, and the next several videos actually, here in lesson 10, there are 30 finger picking patterns that are introduced, and we got some chord progressions and so on. So as the videos progress that go with lesson 10, we're going to be going over each of these finger picking patterns, working them with chord progression, working them with songs, so we get to work them each individually in each of the videos that'll come out that go with lesson 10. So in the next video, we're going to be working the PIMA pattern that we've just gotten started with here in this introductory video to fingerstyle. We're going to be using that to play through some progressions, some songs and some progressions. It's going to be super awesome. It's going to be super fun. Keep having fun, keep working, and I will see you again.
Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And be sure to check out more great content. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.